It was not long, though, before he was all over me making sexual advances. I told him no, 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 but he insisted. And then I said, I'm on my period. There is no way this is going to happen. Please stop. He held me down on the bed. I tried to get away, or tried to get him off of me, and kept asking him to stop, but it was impossible. He was extremely persistent and physically overpowering. He then orally forced himself on me while I was on my period. He even pulled my tampon out. I was mortified. I was in disbelief and disgusted. I would not have wanted anyone to do that to me, even if the person had been a romantic partner. I remember Harvey afterwards rolling over onto his back saying, "Don't you feel we're so much closer to each other now?" To which I replied, "No."
So I show up at 9 p.m. for the job interview. I knock on his door. He opens the door. He was wearing a robe, which obviously made me feel uncomfortable and upset. At the same time, it was a Cannes Film Festival. He invited me to sit on a chair, the same way we are sitting right now. I was wearing a suit. At that time, I had some correction glasses, and I had my resume in hands. So I gave him my resume. He stared at me, and he said, "How much do you want?" So I conveyed to him what my salary expectations were. He stared again, and he said, "Can I f*** you?" He stood up, he approached my seat, and he said, "No." I looked at him, I had my answer, obviously he was not joking. So I looked at him and I said, "No," and I stood up. He tapped on my shoulder, pointed to the door and said, "You can go."
The President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
The fundamental question of our time is whether the West has the will to survive.
This is an historic moment from which there can be no turning back.